Hey, what's up?
Bro, Dhruv, you're recording.
Oh, sorry.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This is the second episode of Pin Coffee Lockdown Edition. Again, it's a lockdown and we were amazed with the response from the earlier video. And welcome to the second episode. Today we talk about more interesting cars. What are we talking about today, Dhruv?
So, guys, we've got a few very special projects to talk about today. And this is a very, very unique car that we have spoken about in the first part of the conversation. Now, this car is actually featured in a movie. It's not particularly a stunt car, but it's got something really cool happening to it. And it's driven in a very fantastic way. We are going to put the link down below to check out the trailer. If you haven't checked it out, please do check it out. And we'll mention the movie's name just in a short while. Now, the next project is equally awesome for you car enthusiasts out there. Now, this project, they are actually trying to build a very professional grade quality drift car. I don't know if it's actually going to take part in professional races, but man, that car is going to be able to drift. It's a special BMW that you'll be able to see just in a short while. So stay tuned and we're going to get right into those projects very soon.
And of course, guys, if you're enjoying this series and our channel, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, tap on the bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Talking about your special projects, moving on, I think another flagship project you have is the car which featured in the movie AK versus AK. So I think that will be also a very interesting project to talk about. So what kind of challenges, what kind of issues did you face in that project?
That was a very challenging project. We got that project through one of my close friend, Imran Majid. And we were working together on the project where again, coming back to the same point, the trust, if there is no trust, then we wouldn't be able to build. I mean, literally, you will not believe, he was in a meeting and they were discussing about having a car to be driven from top. And he messaged me just on WhatsApp, can you make a car drive from top? And I thought he's just messing around. Like, who take it seriously, like a Mercedes GL. I told him, yeah, sure, of course I can do it. That's not a big deal at all. And I think on the fourth day, the car was at my workshop.
Wow.
The fourth day, and he had given me a deadline of like 1 month. He's like, we have 1 month, we have to do this and get it out rolling. So it was definitely very challenging. Again, in that, Vedant did all the major designing and everything. We one more most important person in this was Advait Lokande. He was the main electronic engineer behind our project, where I knew I had the framework completely laid out, that what I wanted, how it is going to work. But the actual ground up coding, the actual soldering of things, that was all completely done by Vedant. We made a complete new system altogether to control the steering, where we used a PlayStation G29 Logitech steering.
Wow.
We hacked into the GL's steering rack motor, and then we established communication as to how it is going to be.
Amazing. This project
that was
a great combination, like complete.
Yeah, and that it got to showcase our mechatronics control, plus also to understand that we developed it in 1 month. So think how much talent we have.
1 month is an exceptional timeline to just start from scratch and do it.
Yeah, you get my point. Like, think about the only thing to take away from this is what kind of good talent we have left.
Right.
Today is the same thing you would see on an international movie. You would be like, "Arey bro, look at the equipment they're shooting with. Their shots they're going to be great only. We don't have all of that."
Yeah.
But we just did it. And this is also our first iteration. Like the second one which we build will be much more better. It will be much more advanced, a little more responsive as well. It was responsive, but we wanted to be, there is always development. We don't sit idle with any of our projects.
So, Vedant, just so we understand, how was the experience for you designing the GL? Just an overall basic.
Just going in a flashback, I was in Coimbatore when I got the call from Omkar. And once in a while you get calls from Omkar that you just scratch your head. So one of those calls is this one, like Omkar, like bro, car ऊपर से चलना चाहिए. And again, I'm scratching my head 3 states away. How are you going to do it? Again, that's an electric car. So that has electronic steering, electronic that gear selector. The throttle was tied by wire. So
Yeah.
making something mechanical was easy, but this was a 50-50 for at least for me.
Okay.
Because I have never studied electronics. Obviously, the guy that did it for us, Advait, did an excellent job. But somewhere it was in my mind ki I don't know how this is going to work. And in terms of mechanical, we had it sorted. Omkar was obviously besides me.
Uh-huh.
We did a cage. We did the motor that runs the steering. That was so well hidden inside inside the dashboard that you can't even see it from outside. The
Yeah, I
cage
mean, I've
was
seen
full
the
on stiff.
movie. I wouldn't have guessed that, that's how they shot it. I had seen the movie. And
Yeah,
then
that was the whole
I got
goal.
in- Yeah, I got in touch with you, and then you were telling me, that car's driven from the top. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So one more thing was ki we weren't allowed to hack job cut the car. So and every
Yeah.
mount, the cage mount, the steering mount, those were all replaceable, removable. The car got
Everything was
removed and
bought on
reverted to stock in one day.
Wow.
Oh,
In one day, we reverted the car to stock and it was gone. No one could tell that it was an odd car that was driven from top.
Wow.
so just a base to understand, is this something that you can replicate into any other car, or you have to make a
Of course.
fully customized system? Again.
Yeah, it will be a customized setup for the other car, but we can do it on any car.
Right.
Not at all a big deal. I still remember a video of that. He was like, "Holy shit, you actually guys made it work." That was the thing, because when I design or I make anything, when I have to make anything or I have to design or just build something, there are two ways. Either I know it or I don't know it. There is never a midway. So when I know something, I knew that what kind of layout needed to be done, what kind of things had to be done, we exactly did all of those things. You will not believe we didn't even have one glitch or one hiccup during the shoot. Like never did it die down or anything happened.
Amazing.
I mean, they've got scenes where the car is actually being driven at 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. And for the rig to sustain that and somebody driving on top with that comfort, they made it look like a joke, like it was done so well.
No, you will not believe that. So the stunt team was from France, and they came 5 days before because they wanted to see the entire system laid out. They did not. They wanted outside just so that they can see if it's safe to be used.
Whether they could trust it.
Yeah, exactly. So we never gave them any small this thing also.
To achieve this kind of stability and the strength in the system with a bolt-on, bolt-off system and not do anything to the car, it's highly commendable. I mean, it shows in the work. Right.
So talking about interesting builds, I understand that you are also working on some drift cars.
Yes, that I will let Pratik and Vedang explain both the drift cars. My job, most of it is done over there. So they will share and they will show you all the photos, everything, what we have done, everything.
So could you just give us an overview of which cars you are working on?
Okay, so we are working on two E46 drift builds, which are professional D1 spec cars. We are doing that in collaboration with KS Motorsport by Mr. Karan Shah. And he has got those projects and we are building, like you said, these like KS, he already has a very good insight as to what he wants. We are just being the mediators. See, in our country, we have a lot of people who have ideas, who have great ideas, but we have very few people who can execute them.
Execution.
We are trying to focus on the execution. Ideas, kafi sare, they will come towards us. We also have our ideas, but before that, we want to perfect our execution. E46, which we are working on, they are a 4-door E46. It's not even a 2-door coupe. So, we are doing everything from roll stiffness, chassis strengthening to making drift component parts like, solid aluminum bushing, engine mounts, stronger transmission mounts, a dual propeller shaft bearing carrier, a stronger one. So we are going, it will also be having a fuel cell. So, this place for the fuel cell to go, the overall weight distribution of the vehicle, quick release, bumpers. We are doing everything on the car, like what we are no stones unturned, you can say.
Wow.
And in drift cars, what kind of weight distribution do you all generally prefer? Is it to the back or is it equal? Or
No, it totally depends. See, what the thing is, what people think that in order to drift, you require less grip at the rear.
right?
It's the other way around.
Okay.
A drift car will has more grip at the rear and less grip comparatively at the front. That is the reason why you can control the drift.
All right.
And we honestly don't think of it as a drift car. We think of it as a more vehicle dynamic problem where we need to increase the yaw moment of the vehicle. And what are the factors contributing to the yaw moment? Like how we have factors which can make a car understeer or oversteer.
Correct.
Right.
So similarly in vehicle dynamics, there are things when you do certain amount of things, like you change the swing arm lengths or the you can say if you increase the pneumatic trail of the front wheels, depending upon that, that reflects on your steering, how easily the car can drift. Because understand one thing, the car inherently when it is designed, any passenger vehicle car, it's designed to understeer, never oversteer.
Okay.
It's always designed to understeer. So in that case, we work out complete thing, because putting a roll cage, putting all of that engine, just putting parts together is not going to make it drift. It's the setup and it's the geometry. It's how the power is laid down that is going to, be that is going to make the difference.
Yeah.
Pratik will explain much better on that.
So, Pratik, is it also? So, I think you're also doing an engine swap or no?
Yes, there will be engine swap. So, Karan has already provided us an engine. So, there will be LS3 V8 engine in that. That will be 6-liter, but naturally aspirated petrol engine. And we will be making custom mounts for it, and then a transmission mount as well. And then we will be adding some suspension setup. So in order to drift, the weight distribution is less important, but the main thing is you need to transfer weight diagonally. So we'll be adding a custom suspension setup for that. And Vedant has mostly worked on roll cage, so we can explain that better.
Sure. Vedant, what work have you done on the roll cage? If you could just give us
what we started off with is I tried to find the torsional stiffness of the vehicle, first of all, because there are two ways to do it. One is a roll cage that just prevents you from crash. And another one is one that helps you transfer the loads from your strut towers, your vehicle driving loads, all the torsional loads around the vehicle, and it makes the vehicle much more stable. So I found the torsional rigidity of the chassis, and around that we made the roll cage. I'll show you the picture of the roll cage. So this is the CAD of the roll cage you see here. This is a pre-scanned CAD file of an LS3. So around these parts we started the designing. We found what would be the basic driving loads of the vehicle, the static, the dynamic loads, and I put those in the analysis, and this is how I got the impact loads, the driving loads, and all those analysis was done with different materials. We took some inspiration from other builds. So these are some more analysis photos. And around that also what we are doing is we are building custom drivetrain and engine mount for it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So this is a prototype for it. As you can see, this is a transmission tunnel. This is your LS. These are the mounts that we have built for it. These are one of, we are trying to give it as much flexibility as you can.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, there are a lot of holes on the mounts.
Yeah.
Right.
For that is for us to understand how the vehicle is performing. Do we need to lower some things? Do we need to how it's going to handle? So we have left a lot of room for adjustment.
So it's like an adjustable engine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay. Very cool.
Some is customly fabricated.
Everything, yes. All the roll hoops and everything what Vedant has designed, these all we send it to a CNC bending, and they are properly bent and gotten it, so that there are no wrinkles, there are no any other imperfections which will not make it structurally safe.
Okay.
Okay. There is one more
we had a very good client from Bangalore called Mr. Vishnu. He has an Abarth.
All right.
Okay, so and he is spec'd A to Z. Now he was dead. He was very adamant that he wanted an exhaust system which is different, which is sort of extremely good, which is loud, which is soft as well, and maximize performance. You will not believe just that single pipe, because the lockdown was going on everything. We took almost 2.5, 3 months because we didn't have the stock exhaust. So we had to hunt for other Abarths where we can work on. The most harrowing experience, I would tell you, that asking somebody for their car and just for the measurement of the exhaust system or just to make a jig. It was because everybody who would come would think that that we are going to steal some parts from their car and we're going to replace it with something else. So it was his faith and again his trust, where he was patient and we delivered an amazing setup. Now without even that exhaust, I'll send you the videos of that. Without doing anything, like it just pops flames. That it's so well. The downpipe also is 5x. It's machined from a complete billet aluminum, so it's not like a pipe which is pressed or anything. It's a complete copper manifold which we have designed. And I mean, some of those things, they do take time. And as much as how fast we want to give, we have our hurdles as well, because we are not, as a company, we don't have all of these machining, all of these things in house yet. But that's the plan, to have them all in house.
So, finally, as a topic, I think we could move on to what your future plans are with DL. I think you've mostly covered it in your discussion and what you were saying.
Future plans are very simple. Making D&O a platform where I can have very good engineers. Because see, for example, let's just say there is some student who is interested in carbon fiber. Okay. I have all the equipments. I have all the technical abilities. We have done a couple of carbon fiber work. He has the knowledge, but he does not have the experience and the setup. We provide him that.
All right.
He learns that, and that for our company is a separate revenue stream, where whatever money comes in, we give it to them for the work they have done, and we utilize that to upgrade our facility, make his composite setup more stronger, where now he can do much better parts. So like that, I want to grow with each and every individual, like each and every engineers, and form this a very good core team. Because the moment I have a core team formed and my core manufacturer sorted, then it would be creating a hypercar or a supercar from India will not be a big thing.
True.
That's the goal.
Very cool.
Very, very, very true.
We want to make a name. We want to make an impact. That is our goal.
Yeah.
Like for me, building my engineering team to 20 people is more important than having a big revenue generation. See, revenue will come because we have the skills.
Correct.
It's just that what we're doing is we are showcasing.
Of course.
We are proving everyone wrong who thinks that ये नहीं हो सकता इधर. अरे ये तो चल ही नहीं सकता इधर. इससे तो होएगा ही नहीं.
Your project speaks for themselves, basically. Yeah. Like one-off projects, it shows, and it's word of mouth, as you said.
Yeah, and again, like major players in this is also the owners. Like if they only don't trust, then nothing can happen. Because many a times I take feedback from a lot of people, even people who do not like our work or who are not appreciative of work, where their feedback has been, which is a genuine feedback, where they have been that it's not a tried and tested product, which is a fact. I mean, for a company who has built exhaust for 10-20 cars, we have not built it for even 5 cars. How do you start? In such situation, that is the reason where we require support.
Correct.
We are not charging you an extraordinary amount. We are charging you a nominal amount to get things. And if our people only don't support, then how will we start? Like any company, be it from outside or be it from anywhere, they did not start importing first, right? It's their country, it's their homegrown which started using, and then they went out.
I guess it comes to support and trust. It's a combination of both.
But the projects that you've been getting or you've been seeing, have the car enthusiasts become more knowledgeable about what they want? Where do you think we are heading? I mean, there are a lot of people who are growing to become car enthusiasts, but like they want to do things, but they don't want to do things. Like they don't know what they're doing.
See, as internet is getting so, I mean, as knowledge is getting so much freely available, we'll have a lot of half scientists, you know, who read a lot of things and who come up with a lot of things. See, understand one thing. Today, I have studied 10 years of my life related, you know, different parts of engineering, from motorsport technology to mechanical engineering to automotive engineering, and I basic understand cars. You get my point?
Yeah.
So if you're telling me that you're going to Google information and equip yourself, then you have to be someone who's super smart. So right now the major problem is that we have a lot of half knowledge in the market. Anybody can go on YouTube and understand, but the theoretical concepts are still there in the book. They will only they will never come out in the open market. They will only be utilized in cars. Like for example, if I am building you have heard about KW suspension, you have heard about lowering springs, this, that, all of this jazz which they import, right?
Yeah.
I don't do any of that. I'm going to, like in the Nano, I'm going to do a complete different setup. We will see how both of them compare.
Okay.
You get my point? Like from getting it, like getting a particular setup, does it solve your purpose, or designing and actually manufacturing a setup solve your purpose?
Yeah.
Because there are no parts, there are no off-the-shelf part which you can put and you're going to be done. You know, like it's never going to be that way.
Yeah.
True. So I think
I
this is a really good conversation that we've had.
Great conversation.
Yeah. And I hope, I mean, a lot of the listeners that we'll have from this and some of the car enthusiasts really get a little more sparked up and do try. If they want to contact you in some way, is there any way they can reach out to you?
Yeah, they can reach out to us either on Facebook, or we have our this thing on Instagram as well, or I'll share my email ID where you can just send us in your CV. Pratik and Vedant will have a look at it, and if they deem fit, then we will give them a go ahead, you know, because at the end of the day, these guys are closely working with the team, so they will be understanding. They need to know. Basically, we need one common ground to communicate.
Yeah.
Be it on your software knowledge, be it on your theoretical knowledge, something which we need to communicate.
In case they want to contact you all to get any work done on their car, I mean, your information is already available on Google for that, and they can just head over.
Always.
I mean, I've got my rims done with you all, and I'm very happy, very, very happy with after the lacquer's been restored. So I absolutely recommend for anybody to get them done or any other work.
No, I'm very happy. I'm looking forward for the project which I've discussed as well for your.
Yeah.
That'll be a surprise. Don't give it.
Yeah, exactly. That is going to be a good one.
Yeah, definitely a good one. Even I'm excited for it. And
thank you so much for giving us your time and such a lovely conversation. We hope to
get together
again very soon.
Yeah,
always, anytime.
We need to meet and maybe come back to the workshop and have a look again and see what.
Surely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having.
Thank you, Pratik, also.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, guys. All right.
Take care. See you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
So that brings us to the end of this conversation, unfortunately. But man, what a conversation, right, Gautam?
Yeah. It was amazing. What an experience and so much to learn.
I mean, it was really nice of DNO and their team to give us such an insight to all their projects, and a great shout out to them once again. Thank you so much, all of you all, for having this time and conversation with us. It really, we enjoyed it thoroughly. And please do follow us on Instagram and hit the subscribe button on YouTube to stay updated with all our latest events.
In case you want to get in touch with us, you can always DM us on Instagram. We will reply to you.
So if you all do want to get in touch with us about some specific conversation, some specific cars you want to talk about, please feel free. I mean, we're just a message away.
So, thank you much, guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.